Welcome to another edition of our podcast, A Conversation of Media Tempo Global. Today we shall be looking at 2 years of land administration in Plateau State with the Honorable Commissioner, Barrister Peter Gai, at the helm of affairs. I will tell you something, he's so passionate about this job. He speaks different languages to explain what you need to understand. And recently I hear him speaking vernacular and the rest of the pidgin English, and so to say. It means he wants to deepen the message to the level that the people can understand. He has spent 2 years, but what has he been doing in the last 2 years? Can we look back and say 2 years are better or not? I remain Jos Yakubu Tadi. You're most welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, my brother Yakubu Tadi. Good morning, viewers. Happy to meet you on this forum.
It's nice speaking with you. And,
yes.
To commemorate 2 years, you walked.
Yes.
Is it to reduce the weight of the load? Or
we are going to speak on things that we have done so far. Of course, there are areas that we need to cover, but on the whole, honestly, we had cause to thank God for what He has done.
Well, that's a cheering note.
Yes.
If you thank God, they say whether good or bad.
Yes, we still thank God. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But how did you feel? How many kilometers did you and your team walk?
We walked for 9.5 kilometers, and it took us about 3 hours, 20 minutes. And part of what we were doing to determine the level of our fitness and to also ensure that we interact with members of the general public, we're able to share flyers to tell members of the public what we intend to do, what we've been doing so far, and to encourage them to register and pick up their titles. And finally, the work was to show our faces, to show that Ministry of Lands is a transparent organization. We had cases where people had to pretend to be staff of Ministry of Land Survey and Town Planning. So that work is to show the general public that these are the people that are behind the successes of the Ministry of Lands.
Sometimes you close very late from office.
Yes.
And you seem to have no working day. Is the lot so much that you want it finished on time?
Certainly, yes, certainly we met a total rot in the system, and it behoves on us to do everything possible to ensure that we meet with the expectation and yearnings of the people of Plateau State. Yes, I agree. If you go to the Ministry of Lands on Saturday, you still see people work as if it's a normal day. I sometimes work even on Sundays. But even then, there are still a lot of grounds to be covered, honestly.
Well,
yes.
That's quite interesting.
Yes.
I'm sure the energy you put in the staff also are motivated.
Yes, certainly we motivate the staff. It's only in Ministry of Lands that you see our staff being happy to contribute their quota. We have a staff clinic where we take care of their health issues free of charge. We also bought bus tickets for them to also key to the transformation of His Excellency, the Governor of Plateau State, as far as the bus provision is concerned. And then at interval, we also load the carts for them so as not to eat deep into the salary that they collect. Those who come on Saturdays, usually we appreciate them also. And sometimes we give them lunch to keep them moving while doing the job.
Some may be thinking to transfer to your
ministry. Fortunately, my ministry is a technical one. It's a ministry that encompasses members of the built environment. Majority of the staff are either surveyors, town planners, or land valuers. Yes, yes.
Well, it's been the other time you said, I understand. I like how you started.
Yes.
The first the discussion with you was
yes.
The plans.
Yes.
And now 2 years.
Yes.
It was earmark.
Yes.
Now it's IMARC.
Exactly.
Can people IMARC?
Exactly. People can still IMARC. You are free to visit the ministry. Yakubu, I can tell you the 2 years were 2 torturous years. One, I spoke to you about the duration for which you have to wait to obtain your certificate of occupancy. We have abridged the period now. For CFOs, you can get it within 5 months. For RFOs, you can still get it between 2 months or 3 months. And what we've been able to do is to abridge the workflows. I made 47 stages. 47 stages means the file must pass through certain stages. And therefore, we had to reduce it to 27. And the reduction has worked well. And the result is that Within 2 years, we've been able to register 4,336 certificates of occupancies. I cannot count the numbers of ROOs that we have registered. And on a comparative level, when Benue Plateau State came on board, till when His Excellency Barrister Caleb Mutfwang came on board, Plateau State in totality has about 10,000 registered certificates. Now we're about 14,000 plus. And these 2 years accounted for the 4,336 we've been able to add. In the last administration, they did 3,000 in 8 years. So you can see that what they did in 8 years, we've been able to surpass it in less than 2 years. In fact, we've got to that mark less than 2 years. The year has not ended yet. It is our yearnings, it's our zeal to ensure that at least we hit the 10,000 mark before the end of the administration of His Excellency for the first tenure. And certainly, land properties in Nigeria is under title. You will be shocked to find out that only 5% of the total land and properties in the entire nation is registered, which is not too good enough. For us on the plateau, 14,336 for all the assets, properties, and land we have on the plateau, which means our own should be about 0.33%, which is not also too good.
Not too good.
Yes.
What is the drive that has raised this figure to 4,000 in 2 years? The year is not even completed.
Yes, the year is not even completed. The drive is attitudinal change, even though we still have some corporate inertia from the staff. But I can tell you, we've been able to change the orientation of the staff, and we've been able to get their own buy-in, and they have been able to see the reason why they need to sit up to ensure that things work well. Secondly, our GIS platform that we inherited in the past administration, it was not fully developed. In fact, they never added anything. Rather, we lost some of the services that are embedded in the system. And therefore, what we've been able to do is to think outside the box to see how we can provide temporary solutions to some of the challenges. There's a unit called SKCO under the survey, and we discovered that there was a massive traffic of files. And what we did was to sit down, we developed a software to fast track the processes. And that is what we have been doing. Areas that we find challenges, we sit down and put a team, we work around it. And God has been helping us. We've been getting solutions. We have acquired state-of-the-art computers. The one that were acquired during the administration of Dajona Jang are still the ones we'll be using. You cannot use a system for about 30 years and you expect to get the same results. So we started replacing the systems using the modern computers that are in the market today. We have also, through the efforts of His Excellency, acquired additional licenses so that we can create more users for us to fast track the processes. So on the whole, I think commitment, resilience, and then a target workforce, that has prompted this monumental success that we are seeing today in Ministry of Lands.
One of the innovative things, though it's not new entirely, is that this retreats constantly with your staff.
Yes.
Recently, I think
we're in Kaduna. Yes.
You have held one
in Abuja. Yes.
Is it yielding result?
It's yielding result. Apart from the retreats, and what we normally do is to use the retreat for peer review. Yes, when we were in Abuja, we use Aegis. Aegis is the replica of Plagis in Plateau State. When we were in Kaduna, we used CapGIS. And in fact, they gave us their maximum cooperation. We've been able to see areas that we're doing better than them. We're able to see areas that we fall short of expectation. And what we're doing is to go back to the drawing board to ensure that at least we're at par with those states that have gone far. And also, apart from that, all our professionals, the ministry sponsored them for their AGMs and also further trainings. And that has also impacted on what we are seeing today as success story in the ministry.
So where will you place land administration in the last 2 years?
Yeah, in the last 2 years, land administration on Plateau has improved tremendously. We have seen situations where people have come on their own to say they want to register, and we've seen an increase in applications. We have seen the boldness of people to approach the ministry to say, this is where we were unfairly treated. Can we seek redress? And certainly we have put in a strong grievance redress mechanism. If you want, you can call it mediation, to see how we can settle cases. And it's a very friendly environment. At the end of the day, we have settled about 26 cases from start to finish. And we hold these mediations on Saturdays. And it will interest you to note that the ministry has given an award. Award means like a judgment in court, where a claimant was able to get about 60 million from the exercise that we've been able to do. People withdraw their cases from court because they have confidence in us. We've been fair to all prospective complainants. And I think it ends a win-win situation at the end of the day.
Apart from what you have mentioned, what are
Yes.
those things now? There was this idea you touted about smart cities and
Yes.
Where are we with that?
Yeah, certainly. We did a test case using the internet-generated revenue of the ministry. Tadi, we were able to conserve from IGR the sum of 72 million, and we used it to acquire land around Agingi, and we did a layout. That one is under the control of the ministry. A plot is 2.8 million, inclusive of the cost of titling. Roads are clearly marked. We have put GADC poles so that once you construct your house, you don't have difficulties in doing this. And let me tell you, it's a success story. And we want to now start building on it because we have learned some challenges from the challenges that we have had on the layout. And our intention is to replicate it in the state and also replicate it in other local governments. But let me say this. The governor of Plateau State, His Excellency Barr Caleb Mutfwang, has been supportive of federal government projects. Now people say some of the projects you see is federal government. But let me say it clearly that the state works in synergy with the federal government. After all, whether it is federal or state, it's in the interest of the people of Plateau State. It will interest you to note that we recently acquired and paid for land after BCG, about 40 hectares for the building of mass housing for low-income earners by the Federal Housing Authority. The Renewed Hope housing project of Mr. President, we've been able to give them 50 hectares of land close to Forum. And the essence of choosing this size is to expand developments beyond the Jos Master Plan, so that those areas too can take benefit of the facilities government is going to provide, and also provide more security in these areas. But moving forward, we're working in conjunction with the local governments to see how we can make this smart city a reality.
I've had the privilege of coming to your environment.
Yes.
The work environment is good.
Yes, thank you.
I think it's one would
Thank
work
you
with
very
confidence.
much. Thank you very
If
much.
you go to an environment, you feel happy you're
Exactly.
You did raise something the last time about the offices in the local governments.
Yes.
What has been done about that?
We have to at least give priority to the headquarters before the local governments. Let me be very frank. Some of these projects that we're doing, we use our internet-generated revenue. You recall that the governor was in the ministry to commission the new wing, where we were able to use an abandoned hall. We remodeled the whole structure, created office for the commissioner. When I resumed, I stayed in a commissioner that hosted an office that hosted about 13 commissioners. And I said, I am the 14th one, I will not stay here. I have moved to a new office. The PAMSEC has moved to a new office. The director of admin has moved to a new office. We have, for the first time in the ministry, a boardroom that at least can accommodate like 20 people. But we have done something recently. We've done a boardroom that can accommodate 130. By Friday, I think we're commissioning that boardroom, and by the grace of God, all the modern facilities are embedded in the boardroom. Our intention is not only for the ministry to use it, but to throw it open to members of the general public so that they can also use it, and we can also get some funds to support some of the projects that we're doing.
Well, Honorable, I think you are revenue inclined.
Exactly.
And that's the way to go, because
Yes.
I understand that
Yes, and when you talk about revenue, government needs money to be able to support most of its activities. And I'm glad to inform you that in 2024, we're given a target of 790 million. We're able to generate that 790 million and surpass that record with about 57 million. This year, we're given about 2.4 billion, even though a tall order, but we're working hard to see, even if we cannot reach the mark, at least to reach generate sizable revenue commensurate to what we've been given. And as at this month, we're projecting, by the grace of God, before the end of this month, we should be able to hit 800 million target, and which means that the ministry is on a sure way of generating over 1 billion, which is unprecedented, which is unheard of, and which is, for us, is the way to go in terms of revenue generation.
How is the pressure of people wanting land in Plateau State today, given the enabling environment being created?
Yeah, a lot of pressure. Not only people, you find a lot of federal government agencies wanting to come and open offices or open shops on the plateau. And that is to tell you that we have a governor who is investment friendly, who has created an enabling environment for businesses to strive. For example, you are aware that the international markets located in Shanda, Mungu, Jos South, and Jingir, they have come on board now. And partly government provided land, acquired land for the one in Jos South, Maraban Jama, and also in Mungu. And that is to tell you that if you want to invest on the plateau, government is willing to help you, to support you in terms of land acquisition. We have acquired properties that we intend to use it to promote investment on the plateau, and also ensure that at least we build up the revenue base of the state, as far as acquiring properties that will also generate revenue for it. We've been able to support federal government agencies. Right now, we're in the process of acquiring land to support immigration. We're also in the process of acquiring land to host the zonal office of the revenue and mobilization. We've been able to secure or acquire the property for the hosting of the North Central Zone of the National Disability Commission. These are efforts by the governor to ensure that at least we meet with the land demands of those who really need it.
So let's talk in details about those things you can really, tangible things.
Yes.
You can say the 2 years, this is what they have yielded.
Yes. 2 years, certificate generated, that one you can fact check it. Offices renovated, that one you can see it clearly. Partial upgrade of our systems, you can see new systems, licenses acquired, staff welfare, logistic problems. We've been able to acquire some buses. We've been able to also acquire some motorcycles to help us in the distribution of our demand notices. Rather than allowing people to come and pick up demand notices to pay you money, we rather serve them the demand notices in their houses so that they will be able to do it. Clear office accommodation, the environment, we have made it clean, and the ultimate result is you can see my staff very comfortable, staying longer in offices, and then sometimes we close as late as 9 or 10 o'clock. Yes.
Okay, we're looking at, are there systems for is there a framework to ensure secure land tenure?
Yes, there's a system to ensure secure land tenure. And one of the things that we've been able to do in the state, you recall in 2014, the skies of Plateau was charted, And then usually before you obtain your RFO or CFO, your survey plan is charted to make sure that you don't encroach on another person's land. And we've been doing it knowing fully well that we need to secure the titles of those who have come to register with us. And also, once you're given a title, it spans up to 90 years. Within 90 years, it is expected that at least you must have put in more than enough investment on the land, and then the CFO and the RFO is your security. Even in businesses, you need your title. Some people use it to obtain loans. Some people use it as collateral to be able to obtain loans. So honestly, obtaining your title is a sure way to secure your property and your investment.
So you've been very aggressive, like a salesman.
Yes.
Wanted to sell a product that you don't really want.
Yes.
You've spoken about values of owning a title.
Yes.
Are they listening to you? Because I hear you in Pidgin, I hear you in Hausa, I hear you in English. I said, these people must hear me.
Certainly, and that is why I'm here, because this is another platform that will enable me to reach the majority of the people of Plateau State. And the people have been listening, they've been hearing, and they've been acting. And the result is very visible, because we have seen a turnover in the number of registered titles. People obtain certificates of occupancies to be able to better off their businesses. And I can tell you that each time, my joy is each time I meet people and they say, Honorable Commissioner, you people are doing well. They call me to come and pick my certificate. Is it really true? Now we have a robust customer service where if your file is queried, if we cannot get through to you on your email, we'll call you to tell you the problem and come to the ministry to rectify it. Once your certificate is ready, we'll also call you to pick your certificate. We've been able to collapse our dispatch system into a one-stop shop. Unlike before, there's a place where you collect your RFO, there's a place where you collect your conveyance for deed of assignment or pass surrender. There's also a place where you collect your CFO. No, that is not true enough, and that is not in the interest of ease of doing business. So what we did was to collapse the dispatch into one-stop shop. So anything you have that it has to do with a collection, you do it from one-stop shop. Yes.
You sound like this is not out of the civil service.
Yes, partially it is. Honestly, the Ministry of Lands work as if it's not part of the normal civil service rules. And that is why my aggression has been, by the time we reach a specific mark, we should be able to convince government to give us a special salary scale. One, we're a revenue generating agency. Two, we work extra hours. And then three, we are a productive force that we are also contributing a quarter to the economic development of Plateau State.
I'm sure your staff pray for you every day. The way you've been talking about staff welfare.
Yeah, certainly they do, because I cannot achieve or do what I've been able to do without their own support, and I want to appreciate them, the good ones anyway, because in every organization, you get those who are good, you get those who are bad, you get those who engage in corporate inertia, you get those who contribute in bureaucratic red tapeism. And I think the good ones are in the majority, so to say.
Okay, the Jos Master,
Yes.
new Jos Master.
Yes.
What is the state of affairs there? And how is the collaboration between your organization and JMDB in the urban renewal scheme?
Okay. The Jos Master Plan is expired this year, 2025, unfortunately. But we have a governor who is proactive. Since last year, he has set up a committee to see how we can have a new Jos Greater Master Plan. They're doing a good job. I think they're just dotting the I's and they're crossing the T's. And I want to tell you categorically that the Greater Jos Master Plan has been expanded. So other local governments too will be included in the Greater Jos Master Plan. And our relationship with JNDB has been very cordial. We issue the titles and they issue approvals for construction. So we're working in synergy to ensure that as many titles as we churn in, people should be able to go to GNDB and obtain approvals for their buildings.
A lot of people think that it's only when you want to buy land
Yes.
that you need a CFO.
Yes.
What traditional land ownership?
Yes.
Do they also need to have a CFO, or they just relax and say, this is our land? And how important is it for people to have such?
No, honestly, let me give them consultancy free of charge. Even if you have a traditional land, you're expected to obtain a title because it gives you an advantage. For us on the plateau, the activities of land grabbers. Once you have a title, it means nobody can pick a title on your land under the new dispensation. Secondly, there are benefits that government brings or even banks, and they tell you bring a collateral. Once your land is not registered, you don't have a collateral. And then government stands by you if you have a title, because coming to register with us means that government has recognized you. And in the event of any problem, government will certainly stand by you. So we have seen a situation where people have migrated from the customary ownership given by the local government, which is very restrictive, to coming to the ministry to say we want to pick a certificate of occupancy. So customary ownership, we advise that certainly you get your title, it will protect your land.
Is the 50% discount still subsisting?
Yes, 50% rebate. The governor has consistently maintained it, sustained it, and ensure that people are encouraged to pay their ground rent from the 50%, new registration 50%, and then but for post-title transactions like part surrender, deed of assignment, these are transactions that at least monies have changed hands. So people who bought those properties at least or sold them out, they have money to come and perfect their registration. But the governor has sustained the 50% rebate, which is still subsisting up till now.
Well, it is a good story unfolding from
Yes.
the ministry as we wrap up.
Yes.
What would your message be to Plateau people?
My message to Plateau people is that let us capture as many properties as possible. I spoke about the systematic land title registration and documentation. Recently, we were in Lagos to engage stakeholders, and I want to tell the people of Plateau State that we were chosen among the few states to be one of the pilot states to pilot this program. And by systematic land title registration, we mean that rather than you coming to the ministry to say you want to pick up your titles, we would rather go to your house, convince you, take the normal data that we need, like the sales agreement, change of ownership, and also the survey plan, or pick the coordinates of your property or house, and then we'll come back to the ministry, process your title, and call you to come and collect it. Another message is for people to pay their ground rent. Ground rent is a life wire that sustains your title, just like blood is to the body. So people should come and pay their ground rent, and the ground rent is also enjoying the 50%.
Thank you very much, Honorable
Thank you very
Commissioner.
much.
And
I appreciate it.
It's been just one exciting
Yes.
story from the other, and that is how we want to hear
Yes.
stories about
Yes.
stewardship
Yes.
and accountability.
Yes.
Because now Plateau people know exactly
Yes.
what they
Yes.
can do.
Yes.
We wish you more success.
Thank you
in the
very much.
days
God
coming.
bless you. Thank
And
you
we
very
also
much.
would want to bring you when the need arises.
Certainly I will come. Certainly I'll come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And viewers, that's the much we can take on our podcast, The Conversation. See you with another guest next time.